Hey, what's going on? Muriel from the Sunshine Family. And living in Costa Rica, what do you really need? Well, that's according to me, of course, today in this video, which I will be bringing you from where I live, from the town that I'm living close by, Cobano. I am at the Honda dealer. And I will be sharing what I believe is really necessary when you live in Costa Rica. There are some exceptions there, and what it is that you really need, I will touch on in a little bit. But first, I'm going to warm welcome everyone who's new to my channel and just found me. Hi, I moved to Costa Rica from the Netherlands in 2018 with 2 growing up kids and my husband. And my adventures here in Costa Rica has been amazing, and also I've been overwhelmed with questions. So the channel was born to share everything I have learned myself. Now, if you want to follow my adventures and want to learn more about what it is that I am learning every single day, because that's what the channel is all about, I invite you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can do that in the description below my videos, or in the corner of my screen you see a little icon with Dirk and my face, and if you hit the bell icon you also receive a notification every time I upload a new video, so you don't have to miss anything. And if you hit the bell icon, you receive that notification, and that's really important, because you're gonna keep up with new information. I am standing today at the Honda dealer, not to buy something new, but to maintain my existing vehicle. And what I believe, what I have learned myself, and I wasn't sure of it before I moved, what I've learned is that if you live in Costa Rica, especially when you're having children, you need a vehicle. Without a vehicle, life is much harder. I'm not saying it is impossible to live without a vehicle. Don't get me wrong. I know more people who don't have a vehicle. Like, for example, my mother-in-law. She lives here with us 6 months a year. She doesn't drive anymore. She's 80. However, she looks like 63, but she chose to ride with us or to pay for a taxi, a trustable taxi driver. She has a couple of numbers in her phone whom she can call. She can call when she wants to go to her pottery class, or to just visit friends, or to just, be by herself, do grocery shopping on her own, and want to go from A to B. So there's options to do it without transportation. But that's an exception, and that's a specific way of life. Personally, standing in the center of my life, having 2 children, growing up children, 3 dogs and a cat, sometimes I need to go to the vet, or I need to just live my life, go to the gym, run errands, whatever. Without a vehicle, I would not have a life. Perhaps some people who live in compounds where everything is available and don't want to get around, that's another exception. But to get back to the vehicles, okay, you need a vehicle. Let's take that as a fact. Well, that's my advice, okay? There's probably more people thinking differently about it, but let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are. Now, my favorite vehicle where I live is the quad. And the quad, what is a quad? I saw that I have a lot of quads new here, brand new. Hold on. Okay, these ones are brand new and look very shiny. I assure you, man, when mine is washed, it looks as beautiful, as shiny as those. But, mine is used all the time. I bought my quad here at the Honda dealer in Cobano, brand new, and I did it with a purpose. And let me share with you why a quad. Well, I live in a very rural area where the roads are pretty sandy and bad. They are not all with concrete. And in the rainy season, we have a lot of holes. In dry season, we have a lot of dust. It's super slippery. Cars break down easily. We also have a car and we have a motorbike, so we are all round. But we're also with a family of 5 right now, with my mother-in-law and 3 dogs. And when we want to go to the beach, we can take the car and we can all go by car. And if I'm alone, I can drive with my child, or with a couple of dogs. And it's fun. It's fun and safe if you drive slow and use your helmet, and just don't see it as a race course. That's often, unfortunately, how tourists see it. Yay, I'm driving a quad, it's a race course. And we unfortunately see a lot of deadly accidents. And also, here in Costa Rica, there's dogs on the road, people on the road, etc., etc. So it's never without danger. But if you use it well and you drive slow and safe and take precautions, wear helmets, and have your insurance and have your paperwork of the quad, then you just will always drive with a happy smile on your face, which I always do. So yeah, having a quad really changed my life. What did I do before? I had a vehicle in Costa Rica. I hitchhiked, I took the bus, and I took taxis. And I was so sick and tired of all that hustle and bargaining on prices, and that I think that the best investment that I ever did was that I bought a brand new 4-wheel drive quad, a big one with a big box on the back. Sometimes you see me on videos using it. What's the purpose of the big box on the back? Oh, there's one behind me as an example. That's not mine because mine gets new front tires. But when people or animals are sitting behind you, they cannot fall off when you drive uphill or when you just, take more speed from 0 to more speed. It's safe, and you could stuff your stuff in there because it rains a lot in Costa Rica in rainy season, and it's just handy. So yeah, that's my world. Of course, we have a car as well. That's an awesome vehicle to use. However, in these rural parts, if I would not be a family of 4 living on the peninsula, the Nicoya, I will not buy a car. Why? Well, why do we have a car? Well, my husband Dirk is super handy. We drive a very old timer, 1973, a Range Rover. He can fix basically all of it except for once in a while he needs to go to the garage, and we have a new car upcoming which has more space, which really is stronger and more reliable. This one is serving us for 3 years already, and yeah, it's more for in the area. But if you want to explore Costa Rica and want to go to San Jose with 3 dogs and 5 people, we bought a Land Cruiser, which is in the remake. It's getting new paint. I will keep you updated about that. It's pretty exciting. But again, a vehicle is a part of living. Having a vehicle is a huge part of your budget. Don't forget that. But also, time is money as well. So I'm like, if it takes more time to get around by taxi or by alternative transportation, I am glad that I bought several vehicles. So yeah, this is just a part of my world and some inspiration for you. So what is important when you pick your vehicle? 1, for how many people is the vehicle or vehicles? 2, what area do you live? 3, so basically what are the type of the roads, right? 4, what's your budget? Second hand, yes and no. It's awesome and it can be a disaster. That's just the naked truth. Second hand quad, I never recommend people to buy a second hand quad. It's easy for me to say because if your budget is not enough to buy a new one, mine was 11,000, including the box, 2 helmets, and a seat. But I drive on it non-stop since 2.5 years. I maintain it here at Honda. It's amazing. And it has brought me so many kilometers from A to B. And you never know how a quad looks like from the inside. I heard story that they put sugar in the gasoline tank, just to really weird stuff, or it's pimped up from the outside and it's terribly stayed on the inside. I was thinking, so my budget was enough to buy a brand new one, and I feel super happy about that and grateful. And when in times when the car is at the garage because it's broke or whatsoever, that quad have brought us from A to B. Literally, it has even pulled the car when I broke the starting engine. So it was working, but Dirk had to fix the starting engine, but it was at the side of the road. So I pulled the quad, literally. I pulled the car with the quad, literally, which was amazing. So the quad is my favorite vehicle, but I live on the peninsula, the Nicoya. So again, yeah, this is for your inspiration, for some information. And if you are curious about how I am making my living in Costa Rica, which is basically like a side note, then be sure to scroll to the description below and check out more information about what it is that I teach online, because I teach people from all over the world how to build their online business since 2014, and it would be cool to see if that business model is the right fit for you or not. Making an income online from Costa Rica has been the best ever. For me, it is COVID proof, it is economy proof. If you're an entrepreneur and you know how to make a living online, I call that freedom. It's also the freedom of location, freedom of choice, and also freedom of finances, which can mean that you can buy a vehicle of choice or vehicles of choice, which can make life much easier living in Costa Rica. So for that, go to the description below to learn more, or look me up on Messenger. You find that all in the description below. With that being said, thank you so much for watching. This was my video about Costa Rica living in Costa Rica, and how important transportation is and what options you have. So with that being said, bye for now. Hope to see you one day in Costa Rica. This was Muriel from the Sunshine family, from the Honda dealer in Coconut.